putting aside money.
Department of Revenue and Taxation Director John Camacho tells PNC News that about $480,000 in refunds are being mailed out tonight and expected to be in mailboxes by next week. The figure amounts to about 200 checks and covers all refunds owed to tax filers so far. However, he notes it still does not include unresolved returns or those with errors. $7 million is still owed for returns that haven't been converted to A status. So what about 2012 refunds due next year?
The way we're looking at it, the fiscal policy, the governor is that we're going to be basically putting aside money and we pay as we process. So, returns that are filed for 2012 will be processed since we're in a good situation.
Think of it as a pay-as-you-go type of processing. Camacho could not say whether money has been set aside in a reserve fund for 2012 refunds. However, he does say that now that all 2011 and prior year refunds have been paid out, the Department of Administration will be able to set aside money starting in January 2013 to pay for 2012 refunds.
We've practically processed everything already, so we're getting our 2012 software ready, so when those people start filing in January, we're going to quickly process those returns, and at the same time, the government is obligated to put aside some money for refunds. In other words, people that file first will process those returns, and then at the same time, money is set aside by law. I think for every dollar that is collected on taxes, they would have to put aside 26 cents per dollar. So that amount, which is the income tax reserve fund, would accumulate to pay those refunds.
District Court Judge Consuelo Marshall in August ruled in favor of the plaintiffs of a class action lawsuit for the timely payment of tax refunds. Marshall said she would issue a permanent injunction imposing a 6-month deadline for GovGuam to pay out tax returns. But she hasn't issued the permanent injunction yet, and GovGuam is asking for a 1-year deadline instead. But Camacho indicates that with the progress being made at the Department of Administration and at Rev and Tax, refunds could be paid out sooner.
We are working with Department of Administration, and again, with this lawsuit, you're familiar with the lawsuit, and hopefully we're asking that we be given at least 1 year from the time the return was filed or the due date, whichever is later, meaning if the return was filed, let's say on April 15, and it's a good return, error-free return, then we have 1 year from that date to pay that refund. But it won't happen because we're going to be paying as we receive the refunds.
Okay.
The set-aside funds, meaning, if we accumulate, let's say, for example, 10 million in 1 month or 8 million, that money will be released by DOA to pay first in, first out.